Good evening. Chief Meteorologist Lisa Teachman here alongside Meteorologist Lucy Doll. We are tracking these intense storms that are moving through central Kansas and also through central Oklahoma. Winds gusting anywhere from 60 to as much as 75 miles per hour will be a possibility. We do have tornado watches and severe thunderstorm watches that have been extended farther to the east. Wichita, Sedgwick County under a severe thunderstorm watch until the early morning hours tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a look at the one severe thunderstorm warning that's currently in effect for Reno County. This stays in effect until 8:15 tonight. Partridge, Arlington, Plevna, Huntsville, down toward Langdon and Turon. This is going to be the part of the storm that we're watching closely over toward Reno County, where we have some of the strongest of the winds. Those will continue to track to the east, northeast, anywhere from Nickerson, Willowbrook over toward Hutchinson needs to prepare for some of these strong damaging winds along with Partridge and Arlington. These storms have had a history of producing 60 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts. Plus, we still cannot rule out the potential of a quick spin up tornado. We have had some observed tornadoes out in southwestern Kansas earlier this evening. The storms backed off, they weakened, but now they're starting to strengthen as the low level jet is beginning to pick in tonight. And what happens with that low level jet is that you have these strong winds that are coming in from the south, and that really helps to feed that moisture into this line of storms as that strong low pressure system continues to track to the east. So this is what we're looking at here. Let's go ahead and put our velocity display on this, Lucy, and you can see where some of the strongest of the winds are here from Huntsville down toward Langdon. That will be moving over toward Partridge and also the Arlington area, but also those from Nickerson, Willowbrook, and Hutchinson need to prepare for those strong damaging winds. Let's go ahead and put reflectivity back on, and let's go ahead and zoom things out just to show you what's going on closer to the Wichita Metro, because we have had a few thunderstorms. Lucy, if we could go back to our reflectivity on our analysis tab, I want to zoom things out from here, and I want to go over toward Harvey and also Sedgwick counties here, in addition to McPherson and also Chase and Marion counties. This is where we do have a leading line of storms that are not severe. This is going to be the preliminary strike that pushes off to the east, but then out to the west, we have another line of strong to severe thunderstorms that will be tracking to the east. This is going to include the Wichita Metro anytime between 9 and 10 o'clock from what's coming in from the west. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to our other setup here, and let's go ahead and show you all these thunderstorms that we have from Nebraska slicing through central Kansas down into Oklahoma. I'll tell you what, Oklahoma has also seen quite a bit of tornadic development tonight, and also some of those damaging winds that have been in excess of 70 miles per hour. Tornado watch in effect until 1 o'clock. This does include Harper County, Oklahoma, in addition to Kay County, Oklahoma. On the flip side of this, the brand new severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect from south central into southeastern Kansas. This stays in effect until 1 o'clock. Damaging winds from 60 to 75 miles per hour will be a possibility. Torrential downpours, lots and lots of lightning. And we also have to continue to monitor for a quick spin up tornado. So anywhere from Hutchinson to Wichita, Arkansas City, Winfield, El Dorado up toward Emporia, Independence, along with Eureka, plus our counties, Elk and Chautauqua counties, will stay under this severe thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock. We will continue to keep you updated right here on KSN with further updates, including our severe thunderstorms as they push to the east. And remember, you can always stay connected with us on our free KSN Storm Track 3 app and also at KSN.com.
For what?
Every year you're with us, you get $50 toward your home deductible. It's a
Storms are tracking quickly to the east early tonight and impacting the Wichita area. We have storms that are not severe around Wichita just yet, but just to the southwest of us, they are. We've been monitoring severe thunderstorm warnings for Barber and Harper counties, but this has been up to a tornado warning for Harper County, Kansas. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at that storm. Meteorologist Lucy Doll is with me in the Storm Track 3 Weather Center, keeping a close eye. This is that red polygon. That is the tornado warning in effect for Harper County, Kansas until 9 o'clock tonight. See how this is really starting to turn right in here to the southwest of Anthony. This is the part of the storm that we are watching for a potential tornado. This is our reflectivity product. This lets us look at where the rain is, where the hail is, but also when you start to see more of a curvature, you have some strong winds to contend with, and winds anywhere from 60 to 75 miles per hour. That's going to be a big concern for a lot of the storms moving through south central into south southeastern Kansas early tonight. Plus, the tornadic potential is even greater for our friends down in the Oklahoma side of things. And this is the part of the storm that has actually come up our way from Oklahoma. So we're going to turn away from our reflectivity. We're going to put on our storm relative velocity product. And this lets us look at the dangerous twisting of the winds. Where do you have reds? Where do you have greens that are touching each other? Because as you go away from the Doppler radar site, you're going to get reds. As you're coming towards the Doppler radar site, you're going to get those greens. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is Anthony. If we go back about 15 minutes, we can take a look at this leading edge. And right there is about where it starts. That's when we did have that tornado warning that was initially issued for the Harper County, Kansas area. But then we're watching this area right here. Keep going, Lucy, keep going. And looks like it may not be as well defined, but folks over toward Anthony, please continue to use your safety precautions as that part of the storm is literally on your doorstep. As we look at our shear rate product, this also lets us look at wind or a different twisting of the winds higher up into the atmosphere, and anywhere from weak over towards strong. So we do have some shear. We do have some twisting that is going on just to the southwest of the Anthony area. Not nearly as strong as it was a little while ago, as this was farther to the south-southwest, but we will continue to monitor this because conditions are ripe closer to the Kansas-Oklahoma state line for not only those damaging winds, but also for the potential for a quick spin-up tornado. And when we say a quick spin-up tornado, it's one that's going to be relatively weak, but it may only be on the ground for a few seconds to a few minutes. It's not going to be one of those long track, large type of tornadoes. And so those type of tornadoes can also be ones that will produce in little to no time flat. Let's go ahead and go back to our reflectivity product and let's zoom things out and take a look at what's happening closer to the Wichita metro. We'll continue to monitor what's happening here in Harper County, Kansas, but also over toward Wichita. We have some light to moderate rains moving in the western parts of the county. Gets a little bit heavier over toward Viola and just to the southwest of Clearwater and Hayesville. We've also had one batch of scattered showers and thunderstorms moving off to the east. Those have not been severe. The main severe storm threat is now starting to come up from the southwest. Looks like they have just now expired the tornado warning for Harper County that was previously in effect until 9 o'clock. So that's some good news as that part of the storm has now weakened, but we're not out of the woods just yet. We have tornado watches and severe thunderstorm watches that will remain in effect until 1 o'clock. The severe thunderstorm watch does include Wichita and Sedgwick County. Keep it tuned here. We'll continue to keep you advised.
Sponsored by
Heavy torrential downpours in addition to some strong winds moving into the Wichita area. This is below severe thresholds at this time. Look at all of that lightning. We are watching other parts of a line of storms that's working through central Kansas, banking on the eastern portions of the state where winds anywhere from 60 to 75 miles per hour will be a possibility. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, looks like they just did issue a severe thunderstorm warning on this from Kingman, Reno to Sedgwick and Sumner counties until 10:15 for those winds up to 70 miles per hour. This line moving off to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So damaging wind gusts will continue to be a concern as this moves across the Wichita metro. We noticed the wind started to pick up here around the downtown area at the KSN studios. Anywhere from along the leading line of this, we still need to watch out for that possibility of a quick spin-up tornado. I don't think we're out of the woods just yet. Let's go ahead and take a look at storm tracker radar. Meteorologist Lucy Doll is on the controls and helping to guide what is going on with all these showers and also these thunderstorms. But as we go a little bit farther to the north, just to get your bearings, here's downtown Wichita, here's Andale and Cheney. So this does not include, the warning does not include downtown Wichita yet, but it does include the western portions of the county, also a small sliver of southeastern Reno County and west or eastern Kingman County. Cheney, Norwich, over toward Andale included in the possibility of having those winds from 60 to 75 miles per hour. Also, severe thunderstorm warning extends down to the south over toward Anthony and Harper County. That severe thunderstorm warning stays in effect until 9:30. So we're going to reposition this just slightly and push this back to the west. Lucy, if we could do that and reposition our view here so folks can get a better vantage point of what's going on, because we have a few stripes of some of those stronger winds. This is the leading edge. That edge is now working into east or western Sedgwick County and also into eastern Harper County on the Kansas side. You look down across the state line into Oklahoma. This is Grant County, Oklahoma, over toward Medford, and they have tornado warnings here, and also another tornado warning to the southwest of the Pond Creek area. All of this is traveling to the northeast, so we do have some of the most unstable conditions taking place closer to the Kansas-Oklahoma state line. And as this line works off to the east, as that low-level jet has kicked in tonight, and that low-level jet has increased the winds, and it's also increased the moisture that's flowing into this system as we speak. So again, we do have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for western Sedgwick County, Reno County, over toward eastern Kingman County, and down toward Harper County on the Kansas side. And this will be for those winds anywhere from about 60 to 75 miles per hour. As this moves off to the east, it will be impacting the Wichita area. If we go back up here, you'll be able to see the counties that are listed in the severe thunderstorm warning. And we're going to not only use our mode here, that's our reflectivity mode, which shows where the rain is, but I want to show you also what is going on, an X-ray of these storms. And an X-ray is going to be the storm relative velocity, and we look for reds and also greens that may be touching. And we're running into an area that we are close to the Wichita Doppler radar site, but we do have a few other Doppler radar sites that we can ping pong off of. That what you're hearing in the background is actually a tornado warning that's been issued down across the Oklahoma City area, but nothing that is tornadic at this time. As we are looking at these storms at this time, it looks like it's going to be more damaging winds from 60 to 75 miles per hour. Folks approaching the I-135 corridor from Park City to Wichita, also down toward Derby, Belle Plaine, and Wellington, be prepared, because it looks like we are going to have this line of thunderstorms moving through within the next half hour to 45 minutes, and damaging winds will be the greatest concerns. Make sure you keep it tuned here. We'll continue to keep you advised, and always online at KSN.com.
To all the Chevy Silverado owners out there,
the severe storm threat continues early tonight. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings in effect from south central Kansas down across the state line, and across the state line there are several tornado warnings, which includes K County, Oklahoma. I do want to start here closer to Wichita because we have some stronger winds just on the west side. Meteorologist Lucy Doll operating storm tracker radar. She's going to zoom in to the south central portions of the state, and all these blinking polygons, these are severe thunderstorm warnings indicated by the gold color moving over toward Goddard and Andale. Some strong winds here anticipated in excess of 60 to possibly 70 miles per hour. This is the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Reno, western Sedgwick County, eastern Kingman County. That warning will go until 10:15. Plus down here through Sumner County, just to the west of Wellington, moving through Caldwell, we also have some strong winds. This is another severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 10:15. I do want to switch over to a different mode of Doppler radar because I'm a little bit concerned about something that I'm seeing here on Doppler radar. And Lucy, if you could switch over to storm relative velocity and go back about 15 minutes, see this little notch. This is one thing that we have to watch for with any of these storms tonight along this leading edge, where we may get a quick spin up tornado. This is not tight at this time, but this is going to be a part of central Sumner County that I am keeping a close eye on here in the Storm Track 3 Weather Center. Let's go back over to reflectivity, Lucy, and let's go ahead and take a look down at the numerous tornado warnings down in Oklahoma, including K County, Oklahoma. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tornado warnings. So basically all along the leading line in Oklahoma, this has been warned upon. We have locations to the north and west of Newkirk, and also to the south of Blackwell. Numerous tornado warnings here. So those of you that are watching us tonight in the K County, Oklahoma area, please make sure that you're in your tornado safe place, your basement, your bathroom. Put as many walls between you and the outside storm as possible. We will continue to monitor this severe threat until it's all said and done and finally off to the east of us. That is not going to happen until about 1 o'clock in the morning. We have tornado watches. We also have a severe thunderstorm watch that's going to remain in effect at that time. Keep it tuned here. We'll continue to keep you advised. Brand new tornado warning in effect for Sumner County until 10 o'clock tonight. Here's Belle Plaine, there's Wellington. This is the part of the storm where we do have that rotation on radar that could produce a tornado. This is radar indicated. I'm sure they have storm spotters out here that are monitoring conditions, but the type of environment that we are in right now on the leading edge of these strong winds, strong damaging winds from 60 to 75 miles per hour, we could get a quick spin up tornado. And meteorologist Lucy Doll is with me here in the Storm Track 3 Weather Center watching this as well. This is going to be Sumner County. This is going to be central and northern Sumner County up toward the Mulvane area. So Mulvane to Belle Plaine, and even just coming up to the north and also the west sides of Wellington included in this tornado warning. We're going to switch away from this, go over to our storm relative velocity product, and this is going to give us a pretty good idea of where we have that dangerous twisting of the winds. Reds are going to be those colors that are moving away from the Doppler radar, and the greens are going to be those that are actually moving towards the Doppler radar. And the Doppler radar side is going to be right here over towards Cessna Aircraft. Lucy, if we could go back 15 minutes and put this into motion, this is going to give you a pretty good idea of where that rotation is. It's right about in here, so it's pretty close to the Belle Plaine area just to the west. Those of you from Belle Plaine over toward Mulvane, please make sure that you are in your tornado safe places. Get into that basement, get into your bathroom, put as many walls between you and that outside storm as possible. We're going to zoom this out just a little bit, and then we're going to put a storm track on this as this is moving quite rapidly. And the type of environment that we're in what is known as a QLCS environment. You have all these thunderstorms that are lined up just like the carts of a train. And all along that, you get these thunderstorms. And just like you could imagine a bag moving around in a corner next to a building, this same type of effect is happening along the leading edge of these thunderstorms. And it produces these brief spin-up tornadoes. So Lucy has put this on here just to the northwest of Wellington. This has included Rose Hill over toward Mulvane and Belle Plaine. At this time, we do not have a tornado warning in effect for Rose Hill. We put the storm track on here to give you folks just the heads up that this circulation we're watching rather closely is going to be moving in that direction. This could get engulfed by the line of thunderstorms, eaten away, so to speak, and that could limit our tornadic potential. But right now, we do have some winds and some moisture that is favorable to keep that tornadic potential going across southern Kansas for at least the next few hours. Even though we are under a severe thunderstorm watch from south central into southeastern Kansas, the atmosphere is still primed that this could happen for a few more hours. Those of you in Belle Plaine, go to safety. Also over toward Mulvane in about 15 minutes. Udall in 19, Rose Hill in 25, and Rock in about 27, because the path of this storm is moving rather rapidly to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So just to recap, we do have a tornado warning that is in progress for Sumner County, and it's for this part of the storm right here that's going to be approaching the Belle Plaine area and Mulvane, and it may continue over toward Rose Hill if it does not fall apart at that time. So we're going to continue to watch this rather closely, gather more information here in the Storm Track 3 Weather Center, and keep you updated as conditions are expected. But I do want to show you what else is happening with this storm, this whole entire line, because it's not just Mulvane that's under the gun. We have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for Sedgwick over toward western Butler, up toward southeastern Harvey County, and also back toward the western parts of Sedgwick County. That's because we have two separate severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect. That's because as this line moves out of one area, it's moving into another and producing those winds anywhere from 60 to about 75 miles per hour. And these storms, it's amazing to think that these storms actually began in far southwest Kansas around 3 o'clock this afternoon. And they have just been putting the pedal to the metal, and now they're in south central Kansas. And by the time midnight gets here, most of this should be winding down by 1 o'clock. All of our severe thunderstorm watches and also our warnings, in addition to our tornado watches and warnings, should be expired for the KSN viewing area. But at this time, we need to keep a close eye on two different portions of this line. One down toward K County, another one over toward Sumner County that has prompted tornado warnings. Let's go ahead and put our shear rate product on, Lucy, and let's go ahead and take a look and what's going on. Yeah, that's some pretty strong winds. So even though we have that circulation that's going on that has prompted that tornado warning for north central and also northeastern Sumner County, we also have some pretty strong winds. As we zoom in and take a closer look at this, we'll be able to see where those winds are starting to approach. And the shear rate product, that lets us know where we do have some of the twisting of the winds. And we're repositioning this. This is going to be lining up right with the turnpike here, crossing the turnpike over toward the Belle Plaine area. Also some strong winds moving through Wellington as we speak. Also to the south of the Hayesville area, seeing some stronger winds there. But Mulvane, you're also going to be seeing these strong winds here probably within the next 10 minutes or so. At this time, this looks like this is straight line winds that will be approaching the turnpike. Hopefully folks are watching out for this and maybe taking shelter in one of the rest stops that is along the turnpike here. And of course, over toward Mulvane, we do have the casino. That would also be a good place for for folks to take some shelter there. Over toward the Belle Plaine area, please make sure that you continue to stay in your safe places as the tornado warning is currently in effect. Let's go back over to our reflectivity product and let's see how things are looking here. Yeah, there's still a little bit of that circulation that's in there. So Belle Plaine over toward the Mulvane area. Let's go ahead and zoom things out, Lucy. Let's take a look at the whole big picture here because we have additional thunderstorms up in northern Kansas. Those are not severe, but we do have quite a bit of rain that's moving through the I-135 corridor. But the main action, the main severe stuff is happening from Wichita up toward Newton and also western Butler County back to the east of the Kingman area and right along the turnpike down into Oklahoma. We also have tornado warnings that are in effect for Kay County, Oklahoma. Ponca City, watching this storm just to the southwest here. That also has the potential to produce some tornadoes. We will continue to gather more information. Sumner County, Kay counties, and Oklahoma continue to stay under tornado warnings. That tornado warning for Sumner County stays in effect until 10 o'clock. Keep it tuned here. We'll keep you advised.
Kansas is experiencing some severe storms throughout right now.
A line of storms is tracking its way across the Sunflower State, continuing to move east as we head overnight. Talking about the impacts and where that storm will be coming up tonight at 10.
Your forecast first with Chief Meteorologist Lisa Teachman, sponsored by X Services.
It has been a busy day across the Sunflower State. Numerous severe thunderstorm watches, warnings, even tornado warnings have been in effect today and confirmed reports of tornadoes in some parts of the Sunflower State down toward Oklahoma. Here in Wichita, we have had a 63-mile-per-hour wind gust associated with the line that has been pushing eastward. Additional severe thunderstorm warnings in effect south central into southeastern Kansas, plus tornado warnings continue across the state line into Oklahoma. Looking ahead to tomorrow in your forecast first, lots of sunshine, still feeling like spring. In fact, temperatures tomorrow are expected to be warmer than what we had today. Temperatures for the lunch hour 60 degrees, topping out at 68. How long this will last, how much longer we'll have to face those storms tonight, all of that coming up in your Storm Track 3 forecast. Your news starts now.
This is KSN News 3 Sunday night.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Craig Andrus. Severe weather, of course, making its way across the Sunflower State, bringing with it lots of high wind, rain, even some tornadoes. Let's get a live look downtown at Wichita at this hour. You can see it's been pouring out there, and even we've seen some lightning from time to time. I want to bring back in Chief Meteorologist Lisa Teachman, tracking the system. Where's the storm heading next?
It is moving into eastern Kansas. It actually started in the southwest parts of the state earlier this afternoon. But look at all of this heavy rainfall. But I want to draw your attention to south central Kansas and points to the south in Oklahoma. This is actually where we have some of the better dynamics with this line that continues to produce winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, maybe even in some cases up to 75 miles per hour. Severe thunderstorm warnings will continue to the east, including Butler over toward Sumner County. We also have additional severe thunderstorm warnings from Cowley County, also western Greenwood, Elk, and Chautauqua counties. Before you know it, this is going to be moving so quickly, it's actually going to be exiting the KSN viewing area shortly after midnight. Closer look, there's the severe thunderstorm warning for Butler County until 11:15. Strongest of the winds now starting to move out of eastern Sedgwick County into western Butler County. Also additional strong winds moving out of eastern Sumner County into western Cowley County. This is going to be the line capable of producing those winds up to about 75 miles per hour. And also down to the south of us, we do have a tornado warning that is still in effect for parts of Kay County, Oklahoma. As you can see here from Wichita, a good portion of Sedgwick County still under that severe thunderstorm warning at this time for the eastern parts of the county. And then down toward Oklahoma, southern Kay County, Oklahoma remains under that tornado warning. That will be ending here shortly. One thing that will still continue, the tornado watch until 1 o'clock in the morning for Kay County, Oklahoma. To the north in the pink, that's the severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 1 o'clock from areas near and to the east of I-135. I want to bring in meteorologist Lucy Doll. She's also been staying on top of the situation tonight and looking at a lot of the pictures and videos that are coming in from our viewers. Lucy.
That's right, Lisa. We did see a couple of funnel clouds out in southwest Kansas earlier today. Those funnels are up in the sky here, as you can see from videos sent in from viewers. Not quite touching the ground, so not considered a tornado. This is typical with what we see with supercell thunderstorms and tornadoes. Now, with this line that's moving through, these aren't the type of funnels that we're going to be seeing throughout the rest of the night. We're going to be seeing quick spin up, spin down tornadoes that don't have a lot of lead time with them. So make sure you're staying weather aware and up to date with the latest, as these storms can spin up rather quickly. quickly. But we'll continue to monitor these as we head throughout the rest of the night here throughout the show, on air and online.
Thank you very much. Also, seeing some damage from tonight's tornado in Liberal, Joshua Volden. He believes a touchdown from a tornado by his house southeast side of Liberal and has a damaged home, and it's left them without power. KSN's Mally Jones has more on our team coverage tonight. Mally.
Craig, he says it all happened in a matter of minutes. He tells KSN multiple things flew through his windows, and there's a small hole in the side of his house.
The power went out. I looked over and I saw stuff flying towards the windows.
Joshua Volden says he was sitting on the couch next to the windows, not knowing what was going on.
This is exactly where I was at. The power went out. I looked over and I saw stuff flying towards the windows, and I ran to the other side of the house.
He says he didn't hear the tornado sirens until after the damage was already done.
A hole on the outside of my house, and then I have in my son's room, there's 2 fence boards stuck all the way through the wall.
He says he thought he had a lot of damage, but then he walked outside and was shocked to see his neighbor's house.
Yeah, the whole roof over his garage and his living room's gone, and then he had a metal shed, like shop building, next to it, and that's pretty much all destroyed too.
He and his neighbors say it was loud.
Every neighbor that I talked to said that they heard their ears popped, and it sounded like a freight train.
County Emergency Management tells us 4 to 5 homes in Liberal have moderate to severe damage, and another 10 to 12 experienced moderate damage. He says one person had minor injuries and was treated and released. We will keep you updated as more information becomes available. Here for you, Mally Jones, KSN News 3.
All right, Mally, thank you. You know, we're also getting pictures into our newsroom from some of our viewers of the hail that fell in the areas. Check this out, photo from Crystal Cook in Garden City showing us the size of that hail and the depth of it there that she saw in her area. Also, Lindsay McCauley sending us this photo of the hail she saw in Ulysses. As you can see, residents in that area saw hail about the size of a quarter over there. Thank you to Crystal and Lindsay for sending us these photos. To submit pictures or videos of the weather damage in your area, just go to KSN.com, hover over the More tab, and click Send KSN TV a photo or video. Turning now to road conditions through Can Drive, we get a look here. Kansas Department of Transportation saying US 50 from Holcomb to Garden City is closed in both directions due to downed power lines. That from the high winds. Traffic being routed on old US 50 to Anderson Road. This time KDOT says there's no estimated time on when the highway there could reopen. Chief Meteorologist Lisa Teachman and Meteorologist Lucy Doll coming back a little later to give us the latest on the storm. In the meantime, go ahead and download our free Storm Track 3 weather app and get the latest alerts for your area from our entire team of meteorologists.
All right, this just into the KSN Storm Track 3 Weather Center. We have a tornado warning in effect for Butler County. This is going to include the Augusta area, and all due apologies, our computer system is not picking up on the polygon just yet, but this tornado warning is going to be in effect for Butler County, moving to the northeast at about 50 miles per hour. There we go. We just got the update here. This is going to include Augusta and rural locations surrounding the Augusta area. This is to the southwest of El Dorado and also to the southeast of Leon. This is a look at our reflectivity product. This is a look at the rain, that it is quickly racing to the east-northeast. But if we switch away from this and go over to our storm relative velocity product, this is going to give us a pretty good idea of where that tornado is. There's Augusta, and then this is going to be where that circulation is. Meteorologist Lucy Doll is on the storm tracker radar controls. As we zoom in, we'll be able to get a closer look at maybe some of the roads right around here where some of that rotation is. I'm going to step off the screen here to get a closer look, and you can see anywhere from southwest over toward southwest Hunter Road, just to the west there, approaching US Highway 77. So we have southwest Thunder Road over toward US Highway 77. It's going to be just immediately to the southwest of the Augusta area. Lucy, if you could go ahead and circle on here where we're looking at for folks, because on the west side, southwest Thunder Road, that's going to be the backside of where this potential tornado is. And then also over toward Highway 77. Highway 77 is going to be farther to the east, just to the immediate east of where meteorologist Lucy Doll did circle this. So to the southwest of the Augusta area, area. Tornado warning stays in effect until 10:30 tonight. As this moves to the northeast, this is going to be making a close call with the folks in the Augusta area. Lucy, if we can zoom things out, we'll be able to see where Augusta is in relation to this. And I want to go back maybe about the last 15 minutes or so. A tornado warning is in effect for Butler County, which includes the city of Augusta. We're going to stay with this just for a few minutes longer because you see that little notch right in here, this little turn. That is where the tornado is going to be. You can actually see this happening, this curvature here. So in addition to this, we do have some pretty strong winds that are moving into the Augusta area that will be anywhere from 60 to about 75 miles per hour. Once this blows past the Augusta area, this is going to be over mainly rural locations east of Augusta. However, the tornado warning will still stay in effect. We have the tornado warning in effect until 10:30 tonight. This has been an environment where the low-level jet has been kicking up, and anywhere from southern in Kansas into Oklahoma, we still have that risk for a potential tornado that could spin up. So it looks like this is going to be shifting off to the east of the Augusta area here within a matter of seconds. And these type of tornadoes, this is when that happens. The leading edge of a squall line where you have all these storms that are lined up like the carts of a train. You get these little eddies or these little pieces of energy that continue to turn. And as they do so, that's when you may get one of these brief tornadoes that will quickly spin up and they will also spin down. The tornado threat began out in southwest Kansas earlier today, has continued across the state line into Oklahoma, and we also have the chance to see more tornadoes until this entire line can push off to the east of us. So Augusta here in just a few short minutes. Chances are those of you in Butler County that live in Augusta or surrounding Augusta, because we have a lot of farmers in this area surrounding the Augusta area, your phones may be going off alerting to you that we do have a tornado warning that is in effect. And the storm track on this, I would say, is probably going to be less than 12 minutes because as this moves through, it's going to be moving through rather quickly. We're going to continue to gather a little bit more information and be back right after this break.
Your sunrise sunset forecast is sponsored by IWP. Water in your home? Call now.
Now your Storm Track 3 weather rate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Lisa Teachman.
For days, we have been taking a look at today and the threat for severe weather. It began in southwest Kansas and it is not finished just yet. Lower winds in the lower levels of the atmosphere really starting to ramp up and bringing the moisture in our direction. Many of you have probably been wondering, it's been a cool day. Why is it that we're seeing severe weather? And it's because this storm system is quite potent. It has a lot of shear or twisting of the winds as you go higher up into the atmosphere. It was just enough moisture at just the right time, plus enough heat to get this going. And it's not finished just yet. Moving eastward, we still have several severe thunderstorm warnings and a tornado warning still in effect for a small sliver of Butler County, which does include the Augusta area. But if you'll notice, to the east of Marion, down toward Winfield and Arkansas City, that's the line. That's the squall line where you have several different thunderstorms that are lined up. And as they push eastward, they are producing some significant winds. But also along the leading edge, you might get a quick spin up tornado. I think the chances of that are now starting to drop in the Augusta area and in this polygon, that's this tornado warning across the Butler County area. The tornado warning will stay in effect until 10:30, so we have about another 8 minutes left or so on this. The circulation that I am seeing is now off to the Augusta area, so folks in Augusta, I think you folks are in the clear. But those of you that live to the northeast of Augusta, please make sure that you continue to stay in your tornado safety places. To the west of Leon, you folks are going to be okay. This looks like it's going to continue to track and dissipate over central and also north central Butler County within the next several minutes. Those quick spin up and spin down tornadoes, they only last for a few seconds, maybe a few minutes, and they are relatively weak. But we still need to be on guard. We still need to be weather aware until this line can completely clear our area. National Weather Service out of Wichita continuing the tornado warning for Butler County until 10:30 as that storm has now moving pretty fast at about northeast at about 50 miles per hour. Over to the east, Eureka. You folks are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Central, western Greenwood County back through Butler County. And that's to account for the strong winds that will be moving in from the west. We also have other places that are going to be continuing down to the south under a severe thunderstorm warning, at least until about 11:15 tonight. The line moving through Cowley County, but also northeast of Arkansas City. I'm seeing a little notch here. We'll have to watch that closely. Folks at the National Weather Service have not pulled the trigger on a tornado warning there, but that's the type of notch that you look at real closely. So those from Burden down toward Dexter, be watching this storm rather closely as it moves in within the next 15 to 20 minutes. And then down toward Oklahoma, one tornado after another. Tornado warnings continue until 10:45 for Kay County, Oklahoma. This has just about cleared Kay County. Strongest of the winds moving through Ponca City, down toward Marlin, and soon to set its sights on Red Rock. And yeah, we did have a little bit of rotation near the Tonkawa area, but it looks like we're starting to lose that rotation as it moves through Ponca City. Our tornado watch stays in effect for Kay County, Oklahoma until 1 o'clock, but we have on the other side of the state line a severe thunderstorm watch from south central into southeastern Kansas. This includes Newton to Wichita, Arkansas City, Independence, and Emporia. Yes, within a severe thunderstorm watch, we can still get tornadoes that could spin up on the leading edge of this. As we go through the rest of tonight, you can see by midnight, most of this has exited the KSN viewing area, and a few showers will develop right around the core of the low pressure system. Most places will miss out on this later tonight, first thing tomorrow morning. And even though the winds are going to be moving in from the northwest, this is not going to be a cool wind for us. Our temperatures are going to stay on the mild side. But needless to say, this is sure bringing some much needed rainfall across the Sunflower State. I want to bring in meteorologist Lucy Doll, who's looking at our rainfall potential. How much have we seen so far, Lucy?
Lisa, we have seen some very beneficial rainfall across portions of the state that are definitely needing it. Especially out in southwestern Kansas, we saw about an inch of rainfall just south of Garden City, just a little less than an inch to the north of it. Pockets of heavy rain traveled across the area. It was rather hit or miss with who saw the heaviest rainfall totals, but closer towards south central Kansas. Rainfall totals still coming in, just about an inch of rainfall to the west of Wichita and down towards the south as well. Areas off towards Pratt and between Pratt and Hutch also see about an inch of rain. Now all this rainfall will continue to track its way farther off towards the east as we head throughout the night, bringing rain across the region, which is definitely needed. We're also watching the potential of severe weather following us into tomorrow morning. Lisa, what can we expect to see as we look towards the next few days?
It looks like tomorrow temperatures are going to be warmer after midnight. All of this stormy activity should be finished. We're already starting to see lighter winds, also lighter rains across the Wichita areas. The main action is now off to the east, and our current wind gust here in Wichita 26, but increasing to 39 in Arkansas City, and also increasing over toward Independence to nearly 40 miles per hour. You look at our temperatures. Yes, we were in the 60s today, now falling into the 50s, but with how strong this storm system is, that's the reason why we have actually seen the uptick in severe weather. Our sunrise sunset photo tonight from Winfield. Marcia Smith, thank you so much for sending that in. Clear skies tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening. Sun rises at 7:04 and the sun sets at 6:21. Looking at our lows tonight, 30s to the 40s, 45 for Wichita as winds become northwesterly at 10 to 25. Winds will stay gusty for tomorrow. 65 degrees expected. Temperatures through the rest of the week expected to cool down. We have another cold front Wednesday night. That's going to produce a light wintry mix on Thursday, dry on Friday. Highs over the weekend, next weekend that is, returning to the 50s and 60s. In north central Kansas, 63 on Wednesday, 64 on Tuesday. A chance for rain and snow by Thursday. Highs will tumble to the upper 30s, but return to more warm standards by the weekend. Southwest Kansas, 63 on Monday, lower 60s on Tuesday, partly cloudy skies on Wednesday. 30s will feel downright chilly compared to how the work week begins, with northwest Kansas seeing a little bit of rain and snow on Thursday. Could see some light accumulations coming off the 50s on Monday, 60s on Tuesday. Those 30s are going to be quite cold, but not going to stay there for too long. Keep it here. We're back after this.
All right. right, we're going to get another look at the weather out there. I know it's been moving through, but it is a fast-moving system. Lisa, what is happening? What's the latest right now?
All right, the tornado warning for Butler County around the Augusta area has expired, but we still have several more severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. South central, southeastern Kansas from Butler County over toward Greenwood, Elk, Chautauqua counties, over toward Cowley County as well, in addition to the tornado warning for Kay County, Oklahoma. But that threat is now starting to shift off to the east. I want to take you down toward Cowley County. There's Bird and Tisdale to the west of the Dexter area. Been watching for a little spin here. No tornado warning in effect to the southwest of Dexter, but this is one of those notches that we look at closely that could produce one of those brief spin-up tornadoes. If one of those is issued, we will continue to keep you advised and be here on KSN. Up toward El Dorado, you can see some stronger winds moving through. This is all going to be moving into Greenwood, Elk, and Chautauqua counties here soon. Strongest of the winds approaching the Leon area. Also over toward El Dorado, Roselia, and also Latham can also expect those strong winds. As you can see here in Augusta, the tornadic threat no longer in effect. We're just seeing some of the rains on the backside and the weaker side of that system. Strongest of the winds now pushing off to the east, but again, we'll continue to monitor those trends over toward Cowley County and that little notch that I'm watching here. And down toward the south of us, Kay County, Oklahoma will stay under a tornado watch until 1 o'clock in the morning. South central into southeastern Kansas, a severe thunderstorm watch. This will stay in effect until 1 o'clock in the morning. This includes Wichita, but seeing as the strongest of the winds are now pushing east, this is going to, we're going to see more of those counties that will be removed from the west to the east.
All right, and that is our show for now. I know you're going to both keep tracking this for now, so if we need to break in and have more information, we will. That's our time. Have a good one.